Hello everybody and welcome back to Tlatoani, where last episode we were working on moving some of these amate makers because they just have a very low range of trees that they can go after. Although this one, oddly, can go after quite a bit up over here, but not down over here, even though this is about the same distance. I don't have an explanation for that, but we need to get this moved so that we can get a road put in right here. And that is going to take a little bit of time. So that's understood. Mood is currently good and people want to move into our city. They're no longer theoretically starving over here. Yeah, we've got a little bit of maize over here now. That's good. So that is absolutely excellent, and we're definitely working on getting these farms a little bit more thoroughly online, but everything is looking good over on this side for now. So we're going to only have 3 levels of farm here, and then probably only 2 levels of farm out over here. I'm thinking we should maybe just get those in. So let's put in some canals right out over this direction. Where does our road stop here? Ah, I see. Okay. So that's a little awkward, but it's absolutely fine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this would be where the road goes right there, theoretically. So that would be there. And then this canal would go to here. And then this canal would go to here. Right? No, here. There we go. So that seems fine. We'd take a road down like that, and it would go up like so. But then this area up here is going to need quite a lot of chinampa. And that's not surprising. So we're going to do something about like that. Excellent. And then down over here, I want to move this section of road a little bit. So we're going to remove that for now, and I'm just going to have this road reroute around like this. And then this will connect in over here. No point removing this because that'll remain, but it'll just come out over this way for now. Okay, so we're only going to have 2 levels here. So this canal is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, like that. That's not the correct location. There we go. So that's going to go right here. And then this canal is going to head out over this direction to here. Like that. And then that should be correct, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Perfect. So that looks good. We can have a road connection right here. I'm also thinking about just taking this segment of road out like that and then just completely removing any road that's over here, like this. So that'll just square this up a little bit. Seems fine. So this is going to go up like so, and then we'll need some chinampa right here. And then there's also a decent argument that we're going to eventually want this area to be chinampa'd as well, just to clear that out a little bit. We might expand up to here with farms, but for now, that's not the plan. So we'll get that going, and we're going to need to set some farms up over here. I want these to also be food production for the moment. Now, this up here, well, for now, I feel like we're doing well on our cotton production. If we look out over here, we can see, well, actually, we're best off if we look in here and we look at our cotton buds. And we can see that we currently have, let's see here, consuming 124 last year, and we grew 172. So we're net positive in cotton buds right now. I'm going to put a farmer's hut up over here. These chinampas are going to need to be finished eventually. And that'll get done at a time that is in the future, hopefully. But let's get these maize fields in here at least. So we'll get that going. That seems good. Poor nutrition is becoming a problem. Well, yeah, we're working on it. Some of our pending structures are impossible to reach. Well, only for now. Eventually, that won't be the case anymore. So that looks good. We're going to get more farming going up over here. I'm not intending for this area here to be farm. This will be farmland. This might be services. I don't know. We'll see if we need to expand our farmland down this direction, but for now, I'm not planning on doing that. For this exact moment, I'm just planning on having this be our farmland. This should be enough to sustain our population for a while, anyway. So that looks good. And we are doing fine on our exports. Have these been moved yet? The answer is no. And one of these may end up needing to be moved, like, out over here, potentially. What's with you? You're at 0 health and you're furious because you're starving. Okay, well, we're working on it. We're working on getting food down over this direction. We do have 4 maize in this granary, so there is some there. No maize here and 9 maize here, but we're definitely working on expanding our food production. Speaking of which, we should probably get these farmers' huts online sooner rather than later. So let's put in 16 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Perfect. And then chili beds. We'll do the same out over here. And this is going to be a maize field here. Excellent. Should be reasonable-ish fertility out over here anyway. And that looks good. So we'll do a farmer's hut here as well. This one is not going to be quite fully online. So we'll just put in the 16 maize for now. That's our primary product that these farmers produce, but it's certainly not the entirety of what they do. So 16, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then chili beds. Oh, wait. Some of these went to this farmer's hut. Okay. I'm going to demolish everything here first. Then we're going to put this in. There we go. Now that's correct. Now we can put in this farmer's hut down over here with these maize fields. Okay, that'll do for now. These chinampas will have to happen, although this up over here needs a chinampa here and a chinampa here. Road connection here and here. And then up over this direction, we could do a road connection here. That's maybe not a terrible concept. There's a couple of areas where that can be a thing. Actually, there's no connection over here. Never mind. Forget that. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. Okay, let's check in on Amate down over this direction. Citizens are leaving. Again, this is probably due to the fact that we don't have much food down here. We still need maize to develop over this way. So for the moment, that's probably still fine. We're working on artwork to get all of these shrines online as well. That's still underway. And we may want to consider another shrine to Tlaloc down over this direction. That's good symmetry. This is strong symmetry. Let's go ahead and do that. Perfect. So that'll do for now. This shrine to Tlaloc will reach everything over here, and this one is reaching this farmer's hut, so that looks good. The only location that isn't reached by the shrine to Tlaloc is this small cottage, and it's only 1 tile away. Can we do anything about that? Not really. Okay, that's a little unfortunate. So our food is still a bit of an issue, no doubt about that, but we are net positive by, so far, well, this year, we're net positive by 100. Okay, that's more like it. It needed to update. So that sounds good, and this will all get finished over here eventually, although we are going to need to have a porter yard out over this direction. And this porter yard is, I'm thinking about putting it here. It's kind of out of range of this one there, though. We should maybe put it here. Yeah, let's do that. I'm also noting the road out over here. Yeah, we'll just make sure it's like that. So that looks good, and this is, of course, going to be clay, stone, and timber, and we're going to be getting all of those. So that looks great for now. And we're currently net negative slightly for this year, but I'm not terribly concerned about that right now. I would like to see this actually have some movement down over here. Mostly we need stone at this moment, and yeah, that's understood. Having stone down here would be nice, but we don't have it at this moment, so that's okay. Eventually we're going to want to upgrade all of these canals to stone canals. Now is not the time for that, I don't think. We need to continue to get our food production online, although that is progressing nicely. So that's looking good. So if we look at this, we can see plus 33 this year and lost 9. We're at a net of currently like almost plus 30 for the year. So we're definitely seeing our amount of food increase. We're probably going to need more farms than this long term. We're going to have like 4 times this population, but that seems reasonable. So that's all looking good for now. I don't see major issues there. We are eventually going to need another granary over on this side. I'm thinking about taking a road over this direction and just connecting this about like that. And of course, we know there's ficus trees out over this way, and I don't know if we'll need to move one of these amate makers. It's very, very possible. That might very well be a thing. So that's understood. We will continue to get our exports up over this direction, of course, and this is set to import and export. We might want to get that fixed soon enough, but are we ready to start importing obsidian? We could start exporting furniture and weapons with that. Maybe. I feel like that would strain us economically at this moment, though. I think we need to get this area more online. So that basically means this porter yard needs to get built, and that porter yard does reach this porter yard. So it should be fine. Our citizens are lacking variety in their diet. Well, at least now they have a diet. That's an improvement. So we're okay with that. And they'll have variety in their diet. We are, in fact, growing chili and fruit. So that's all underway. I want to check in on cotton buds because we do have all of these cotton weavers over here fully online. We have 6 cotton weavers right now. So is that enough farms is the question. So let's take a quick peek. Last year, we producing 242, growing 293, consuming 75. We're projected to consume 101 and grow 314. That's quite a surplus. So we could definitely be making additional cotton weavers. That's a theoretical option, which would be great for our exports. Up over here is maybe an interesting spot to start doing that, but we know that services refuse to cross bridges, which is awkward. However, it seems to work if you get on the other side of the bridge. So what that means is that we're absolutely going to need a granary over on this side eventually. We just need to decide where. Here? 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 I don't know. One of these areas, probably. We could always move it, but that takes time. Let's just queue this up over here, and that will allow us to start expanding over onto this side. So that'll be good. And we're going to need to have 200 of each of these. There we go. And we're going to need to be getting those. Cool. So that looks fine for now. And we're absolutely going to be having some amount of food in this market eventually, right? Well, we're up to 39 maize in this granary. This granary's at 0 maize. We're probably going to need a market down here. Yeah, we're going to need a market over here. So let's put in a small market somewhere around here. Why is that showing as terrain blocked over here? Ah, there's dirt road right there. Okay, let's get that dirt road out of there. I would prefer to have the market be here than here. So eventually somebody will get down there and remove that dirt road. Right? This guy might be going to do that. Nope. Okay. There's also a piece of dirt road right here, and that should not be there. So we'll get rid of that. It's just a little hard to see, but yeah, you can see there's those 2 pieces of dirt road. They're just blocked by the trees at that angle. So that looks fine. We're absolutely going to want to get a market over here. This market is not serving this area, and this market is definitely not serving down on this side. So that seems okay for now, but we need to get this porter yard online. And this granary will serve the market down here as well. Ah, I think we just dealt with these. So let's get in that market as soon as we can. Yeah, do it right now. So that looks good. That structure will await placement, but that seems absolutely A-okay for the moment. 504 loss, so that'll be some stone coming in then. Sounds good. This granary has no one working in it, and we may want to consider a bit of a housing setup up over here. So I'm going to put in some homes right here, about like that. And then we're going to need basic services for these homes because it refuses to cross the bridges. So we'll need a sweeper, we'll need a sentry post, we can put that right about here, and then we'll need a well dipper for sure. Something about like that for now. So get all of that up there. I think that resources do get delivered across the river because we are seeing structures being built. So that's not an issue. It's services, not resources. But nevertheless, it's probably smart that we have a porter yard somewhere around here. So we'll get that put in, and that's going to be timber, clay, and stone. Those are going to be getting for all of those. So we're just going to start developing up this area fairly soon here. Checking in down this way, these amate makers have not yet been moved. Okay. It takes so long to move structures. It's just a very, very lengthy process. And it's mostly because they just put it at, like, it feels like the end of the queue. They don't work on it. It's not like it takes, like, a worker a really long time to disassemble and then reassemble at a new location. That would make sense. No, they just don't work on it for a really long time. They get to it eventually, but it takes eons, it feels like. Eons, indeed. So at this point, we definitely still need some... Well, we probably need a mason yard up here, don't we? Yeah, that's going to be pretty necessary up over this way. And if services don't cross the bridge, then we'll need a mason yard up here as well. So I'm thinking about taking a road over like this, and then just putting in a mason yard right about here. Okay, that'll do. So that seems fine for now. We're not trying to adhere to any, like, grid structure or anything. We're making very, like, organic freeform cities. So, yeah, these blocks are going to be very oddly sized, potentially. And that's fine. That is absolutely A-okay. We're going for function over form. So up over this direction, the Chinampas have made some progress, but there's still a couple of Chinampas here that need to be done. And we're absolutely running into a bit of a flooding issue. I think let's run a standard canal like that to connect into this canal. And then this is all canal out over here. And then we can run this down because this is canal here. So this would run down like this, and we just stick to this area over here, like that, and then Chinampa right here. And then we can work on doing more canal out over here to just try to tame down the amount of flooding that we get. This is all pretty low priority stuff out over this direction, but that will reduce the flooding. It won't eliminate the flooding, right? So that's absolutely understood. Goods have been stolen from a cotton weaver. Okay, let's take a look at our crime setup here. Noted. So these down over here, they need some services. That's for sure. Let's go ahead and put in a sentry post. Hang on. That's a dentist. A sentry post right down over here. That doesn't reach this guy, though. If we put it here, it doesn't reach this guy. I kind of feel like we need both. Okay, so we'll do that. And then a sweeper out over here. And perhaps one up here as well. Like that. And then we probably need a well dipper over this way as well, giving us some amount of water over here. And then a well dipper perhaps here as well. So that'll get us some services down over this direction. We do need access to more clean water. That would definitely be useful. So we'll get going on that. Goods have been stolen from a farmer's hut. Yeah. We're working on it. So crime will be sort of dealt with out over here anyway. And this well dipper here, it doesn't serve these. This well dipper doesn't quite reach them either. We could pipe the water to them. What was the distance of piping the water? 15 tiles. Okay. So that's noted. That's pretty short, and the cistern is quite large. Indeed. So how do we want to solve that? Well, I would prefer to just put a well dipper maybe here? Actually, I think we have room to do that. Although this area is very flooded up over here. And that's a little surprising to me because we do have these canals here, and they are completed. So that's definitely a little surprising. But let's Chinampa anything on the inside of these canals that we can do. I'd like to have some space available over here. So we'll get that going, and we'll upgrade those, especially for sure the outside ones, and maybe like, yeah, the outside only I think would be fine. If we upgraded the outside only ones to stone, then that's probably going to work just fine. Stone canals. Okay. Well, we're definitely making some progress. We're going to need a market out over here, though. So let's go ahead and put in a small market about here. So that'll definitely be a thing that needs to happen. We need access to a sweeper, but we have one going in as soon as the resources come in anyway. So that'll happen in the eventual times. Yeah, goods are being stolen. Presumably this is just this down over here. So let's put in a sentry post somewhere around here. We'll get that going. So that'll hopefully solve some of that crime. Hopefully. Some. And up over here, what's the status of these Chinampas? No progress. Okay. I mean, I'm not happy about that, but that is what we've got going on. So at this moment, are we full on cotton buds? We're at 43 out of 40 here. This is at 40 out of 40. This is at 40 out of 40. And this is at 40 out of 40. So I'm going to come up over here and put in roads that are going about like this. And I want to put in some more cotton weavers up here. Just thinking about the spacing of this. So roads that go like this would be absolutely fine, and then we'll just have a little bit of space here. Looks good. So another batch of cotton weavers, and that means that this is going to be getting cotton buds and accepting cotton. There we go. So we'll get that underway. We're clearly overproducing our cotton buds right now. So let's get some work done on that one. This is a lake tile here. Okay, well, we do want to Chinampa everything that is on the inside of these tiles, or these canals, right? So everything that's in here, we want to have Chinampa'd. We'll be able to reach that soon enough, so that looks good. And then we'll just stop it there. Yeah, that looks fine. So that's all good. It is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, hopefully we'll see one of these actually get moved. That would be nice. I don't know that we will, but this porter yard is clearly a little bit busy. I think we should maybe consider having an additional porter yard down in this area that is like cotton exclusive or something. Well, cotton bud exclusive. I don't know. We'll see if these 4 cotton weavers use up our cotton supply. We've only got the 4 farms, and I'm surprised by how many cotton weavers that can support. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Aurelio, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.